Hello everyone, welcome back to Digitalearn's YouTube channel, and today we are going to look into the technology of cloud computing, that how cloud computing is helping us to store the data, and still that storage is not being used or utilized from our phone or from our laptop, right? Somewhere in the cloud, and it's a basically metaphor for the cloud computing, or you can say the internet, right? So how data is being stored, how companies have switched from physical locations to the cloud, right? All of these technologies are, we can say, very exciting, and we all want to learn that. So we'll get into it in few minutes, and before that, so many of us wanted to start with IT. So we started looking at programming language, but then we realized, this is not our cup of tea. So we realized that, okay, we want to be in IT, but programming is not our cup of tea. So cloud computing is your cup of tea. You can learn and get the idea of cloud computing. But for that, so many of you will have an idea that how do we learn? How do we get started with that? So don't worry, we'll just get started with that. Let's move to our laptop. So let's get started with the roadmap. So cloud computing roadmap. So the start and finish. There are a few things which I've mentioned as optional. I will tell you and how you can excel becoming cloud service provider, and we will try to move out of the finish line as well, that what we can learn after that. Okay, so let's not wait more time and let's get started. Computer network. Why is it so important that we are studying at the starting? Because the word cloud itself tells you that we are going to do everything over the internet, and cloud stands for, we can say, global network. So you have to know how internet works, how different servers are communicating with each other, how our data centers which are there on any global location, how we are able to connect with them, right? So first and very foremost important thing is computer network. Once you understand computer network, the next thing which we need to know is Linux operating system. Why is it important? Because it has the capability to handle big loads over the servers, and we need to practice bash scripting so that when we learn the cloud service provider, it's not a difficult part for us to practice CLI of those cloud service providers. Okay, once Linux and networking is done, then what is this virtualization? Some of you must not have heard of this thing, virtualization. What's that? Virtualization is a technique that how on a single physical hardware you can run multiple host operating systems. Okay, what's that? You can run Linux, Windows operating system on a single machine. You would have heard of VMware Workstation, VirtualBox, how ESXi server. So how is it relatable to cloud, Harsh? So it is relatable because you are doing the same thing over network and with some cloud service provider. So we need to understand the virtualization technique. Okay, then database is an optional choice, or it depends on self if they want to learn or not, because when you start learning about cloud service providers, so companies maintain we can say database, that how they are storing data, how their website is getting information from their database, right? And then a programming language. If you are a complete beginner and if you are not interested, or you have tried learning programming language and you think, okay, I'm so tired learning programming language, then instead you can just start with the Python basics, learn a single framework which is Boto 3, and you're good to go. Okay, then the last but not the least, the cloud service provider. Choose anything of your choice. It could be AWS, Azure and GCP, anything. But if you ask me, I would recommend always go for AWS, because it is the most globally renowned and most used, you can say, cloud service provider. Then after that, once you get the idea of cloud computing, you will know how you can actually perform on Azure and Google Cloud Platform as well. Okay, Harsh, we have learned cloud service provider, so we are a cloud computing engineer. So, but we start working in a company. How can we excel? How can we start growing, right? So the next step would be start learning DevOps or start learning infrastructure as code. So today we are not going to explain about that, but stay tuned for DevOps roadmap as well. And thank you so much for being here, and see you guys in the next video. And please, if you like it, please comment down below, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you.